Yo, it's Real 92.3, man. The Real After Party.
Yes.
Me, Bootleg, Camera Brother DJ Damage. We got a legend in the building right now.
Living legend in the building right now, man. All the way from New York. Joey Crack is in the studio.
Yeah. What up, y'all? What up?
Fat Joe, what up, man?
Man, just working hard, just grinding, man. You know, we dropped that new single, so excited.
So
excited.
excited. You brought Dre back to doing hooks. Like, I ain't heard Dre on a record in a while.
Always
Dre
working.
been writing a bunch of hooks for me, a bunch of hooks for Khaled. And when he's
been
this
working
reference,
for sure.
Yeah, forever.
Always.
He's always been working, but he's always staying in the background. So he did it, and I got a couple of artists that I respect, big boys, to do the hook, and they didn't sound as good as Dre. So I was like, nah, man, I got to roll with my man and just get my man on the hook.
That's what we were talking
Loyalty.
about. We were like, I wonder if that was a reference, because I knew Dre's been writing. We wondered if it was a
Khaled's
reference.
hooks,
We're like, I wonder if that was a reference, and Joe decided to just roll with it.
Yeah, it was too good. Same thing with What's Love. When I had What's Love, Ashanti had referenced that for J-Lo.
Oh, wow.
And it sounded so good, I was like, nah, we got to keep her on there.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
That is a fact.
Yo, shout out to J-Lo. That would have been a movie.
Shout out to Crack, man. I feel like, man, I wish you had a podcast, because I feel like you one of those guys that have those great hip-hop stories, man. You come from that era, that time where people are really interested because we didn't have the social media then. There's so many things that happen
That you couldn't capture.
that you can't catch. It's
Yeah,
only
big
can be
mistake.
told.
You know, me and Biggie was like really, really close friends, but I never took a picture with Biggie.
That's crazy.
Because back in them days, it was like corny if you asked a
Yeah.
dude for a picture. Nobody wanted a picture. Everybody was like, nah, I'm good.
No,
You
that's
know,
just for clowns.
crazy.
Yeah, like,
clowns. Now we all taking pictures.
100%.
So, but back in them days, man, it was like, it was like whack if you did it. Man, I'm so mad, man. I would have had a shrine in my house.
Yeah.
Me and Biggie pictures. But, same thing with Pac.
You had a good relationship with Pac?
Yeah, I met Pac a bunch of times, man. And, he wasn't my best friend or nothing.
Of
like
course.
That. Me and Biggie was really, really tight. But I knew Pac. I would see him at places and chill with him. And that. So, you know what I mean? The crazy, I don't got a picture with him. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, I definitely think when it comes to stories, like I'm glad Nori started his podcast, because I would always look forward the most to a Fat Joe or a Nori interview. And I've interviewed Nori a bunch of times, and it's just always, he's doing what he should be doing right now for sure.
Now he killing them, boy.
And he got a new record out here that's coming out Friday with Pharrell. That's gonna be out of here.
His record is a hit. You know what I'm saying? I heard it already. It's a hit. 1,000,000%, man, and I'm proud of my brother, man. God takes care of the good, man. Sometimes we might go through hard times, or we might go through dark periods.
For sure.
But, he always get the good ones through,
I think what's dope about your musicology and your legacy is people don't really know how long you've been in the game, because every few years you come out with a brand new joint. You're always like a brand new artist when you come out.
Thank
and I feel
God.
Yeah. No, but I mean, when you look at you always deliver. You always come back with one. And I feel like a lot of the young fans don't even know.
They don't know about Fat Joe the Gangster.
They don't know how far
Fat
back.
gangster.
I know about that.
Gangster.
Like we got our
DITC.
Yeah, we got our board op in here, and she has this idea of you, which is a great ideal of you, because you're flashy, you have fun
She
in the
knows
videos.
from What's Love, Fat Joe.
But I know Fat Joe from the real Fat Joe. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wow, it's funny that you look at Fat Joe that way.
You've had so many chapters, man.
Yeah, so many chapters.
Yeah, layers, man. Thank God, man, that we've been able to do this music for so long and be relevant and be able to adapt with change. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you take something like So Excited, that was the Don't Look Any Further sample. That joint is good in any Harlem party at 2 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And we flipped it 2017 style. And the way we did the hook was so that the youth could vibe with us too. But at the same time, we could keep it real with our core audience, people who've been rocking with us for years. So, it's a great chemistry. It's a great mix, man. And I'm glad. It's crazy because whenever I do my shows, it's like I don't know what to do. If it's an all-white crowd, I'm doing.
You got that
I'm
all
doing
white
Getting
set.
Poppin' that
Right. Yeah, you got the Nelly
I'm
record.
doing What's Love, Get It Poppin'.
Yeah.
I got the white set.
You got the boom bap set,
the
too.
Latino set. I got the straight boom bap
Yep.
set. I'm ready.
100%. Talk about
music.
this last run with Remy. Obviously, All the Way Up is such a huge record. You had such great success. I feel like it's not like you ever chilled out. I feel like you kind of chose to step away, because I feel like whenever you make music, you always got something going.
Well,
like
you
that
know,
Chris Brown record
That
was
was fire.
crazy.
That was fire.
What inspired you to go put the pedal to the floor again with the music?
Well, you know, when me and Remy, you know, we did a show together in the Bronx. I had brought her out. They asked me to perform at this joint called Fight Club, and that was like, guns down, hands up. So when I went to perform, I said, yo, sis, come on, let's rock. And when we did it, the crowd lost their minds. Their eyes opened up like they couldn't believe they seen us, because we ain't performing like 10 years. And then when we went outside, she lowered the window, gave me the thumbs up, and I was like, what? Because, you know, we know each other so good, we don't even have to tell each other now. We could read each other. It's like, what? She was like, yeah, go cook up. And I was like, all right. So then I knew, you know what I'm saying? I said, yo, we got an opportunity, man. It's almost like a Dre and Snoop. Dre and Snoop, Kanye, Jay-Z. It's certain duos that, you know, people love them. You know what I mean? So I was like, yo, Ram, we could put one out the park. You know what I'm saying? We get a smash. This thing would go all the way, you know, and thank God everybody embraced it, and all the way up on its way to triple platinum.
Do you feel like, I always tell people, like, whenever you come up, man, I feel like you're really underrated as a rapper. Like, I feel like, underrated. Especially the last, like, maybe like 8 years, you've just, like, the Dark Side projects were crazy. The Elephant in the Room
it was
shit.
Crazy, man.
I mean, like, just some real rap. I don't know what I gotta
do, man. I mean, like, you know, finally, I think it's two aspects to it. Finally, they starting to say, all right, you know, I just seen the girl that produces this, and when she greeted me downstairs, she was like, yo, what up, legend? No, I'm getting that now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't never got that before. And finally, they starting to realize, like, man, he been putting it down for a long time. He got hits.
For sure.
And you're gonna laugh. I think it's the fact that you always come with a new hit. So sometimes people forget how long it goes back. And you don't age, bro.
You don't age. That's real.
Think about it. So every time people see you, you know, you kind of look like one younger. Of those, you know, like one of those younger rappers. But it's like, you know, you've been around, but it's like people are not really putting together like how long you've been around, because you stay so youthful.
Thank God. Look how good Ice Cube is.
Straight up,
I'm trying to look good.
I think they got a lot to do with it. It's not like, you know, you're not aging hard. So it's like, oh, you know, legend, you know. You don't really have that old demeanor.
But, you know, thank God. Like, I keep applauding everything you're saying, because, yo, that's what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to stay relevant, trying to stay young, trying to stay healthy. You know what I mean? But I know if I ain't got it, I wouldn't be doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, some guys get rusty. You know, they get punch drunk. You know what I mean? You ain't catching me out here punch drunk, B. It's either I'm coming to win or I'm not going to do it.
100%. Can you kind of give us a little insight on what it was like to work with Big L with Digging in the Crates?
Man, Big L.
By the way, shout out, you know, Digging in the Crates. Y'all put out a dope project not too long ago as well that kind of got passed over.
Yep, that's crazy, man. And, you know, I started with Digging in the Crates. Well, Big L's my little brother, man. And he was always a cheerful dude. He loved to gamble. You know, he constantly was
Casualties of a dice game.
He'll lose money, come back. Yo, Joe, give me 2 stacks. I give it to you when I get to Harlem. I'm like, yo, my man, stop gambling. So I don't gamble. He loved to gamble. He was funny, man. He was a little brother. He was incredibly nice. And at the same time, gone too soon, man. You know what I mean? He was just a beautiful kid, man. And very competitive. I remember when I did the song The Enemy with him, he was the only rapper who ever threatened me and told me, yo, you just went gold. I'm going to take your fans. You better step your game up. I was like, oh. Wow. And I spit one of the best rhymes I ever spit in my life.
That's facts.
I had to step up, you know?
100%, man. Yo, can you share with us like an old, I'm really close friends with Steve Lobel, who introduced you to your wife. I know that's your family, right?
Yeah.
And he always would tell me stories about you guys being in the van back in the 90s. Yeah, with Pun.
I was cursing him out the other day because I was driving from San Diego over here, and we went to Riverside. You know, we did a couple of promos,
run. Yep, of course.
Cali run. But what's crazy is I was telling my man Troy Marshall, I was like, yo, Troy, I remember when Steve Lobel used to drive us. I said, man, that boy was the worst. He was like, what do you mean? I said, because, you know, he used to drive Fat Joe and Big Pun.
Yeah.
And we want to stop at every McDonald's. And he'd be like, yo, we ain't got the budget, bro. Y'all ate 3 times already in McDonald's. Stop. Like, you know, like, Steve was dying, man, but that's my brother to this day. I love him so much. I love what he's doing for my brother Scott Storch.
For sure, Scott Storch back.
Is looking
He
great.
working,
he's
man.
back. He's working. And guy like no nonsense guy like Steve Lobel will take you there.
What's something that you could share with us? Maybe a funny story about that time you guys were on the road in that van with
I'll tell
Pun.
you one time somebody tried to set it on Steve Lobel, and we had about 100 cars all over the hood looking for this nigga, man.
Oh wow!
So they was fucking with him. They thought they was messing with the wrong white boy, because we came out there. We was like no stone unturned, and we caught the dude. Forget about that.
Forget what happened.
Hey, forget about it.
It's safe to say you have the illest list of supposed altercations in all of hip hop. I always try to tell people
It's absolutely true.
you and Nori, like on the low, like are the hardest, realest motherfuckers in rap. Like when it comes to the track records.
Nori is crazy, man. So I gotta calm him down. I tell him chillax.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
On the new project, obviously you got the family Cool and Dre on the project. But can we get something? Can we get like a Primo beat on there? Can we get?
Well, I was with Primo yesterday. For sure, you're gonna get a Primo beat on there.
Okay.
This new album is gonna be called The Book of Joe, and it's not really what anybody would be expecting. It's gonna be like if you bought a book about the life of Fat Joe before rap, growing up with my parents,
Kind of like a theme like a theme to the album. Throughout the album?
Now, the whole album is just going to be different stories, key stories in my life that'll help you understand how I got to where I'm at, So, easier said than done, but, I'm working on it.
That's what's up.
It's very important.
Yo, what is I've always heard stories about back in the day, the lengths that you may or may not have gone to maybe get some love on the radio. Meaning, elaborate, because I don't know. It's so much. I don't know. Did you ever like run up on a DJ back in the day, or?
I done kidnapped DJs.
Yeah, that's what I was getting towards. Yeah, talk about that, because I had heard that you had kidnapped. Was it Flex you kidnapped or something?
Nah, I can't tell you.
You can't say who.
Because they family, you know what I'm saying? I was
now
young.
They family.
I was young, I was wild, you know what I'm saying? You talking about 93, 94, and I felt like I had a record, and a certain DJ, he was like #1 on the box, and he wouldn't play my record. So that white van pulled up outside the radio station. I got in so much heat from that. You know what I mean? There was a mutual friend of mine somebody I really love. He was so pissed off at me for doing that. He was like, yo, man. And so the guy, after we let him go, the DJ, he went and got my man, who's another real dude,
right.
But he's my brother. He was so pissed at me. He was looking at me like, yo, you crazy.
Y'all just dropped him off in the South Bronx or something, right?
Nah, we had him.
You had him.
We was riding around with him.
Like, yo, what's up? My G, play this record. You gonna play this shit.
But the dude,
make him listen to it.
When we let him go, we ain't heard it. When we let him go, my man calls me, and I go to my man's house, and he's sitting in the couch.
He's on the couch.
And my man going crazy. He probably the only dude on earth that can scream at me. What the fuck you doing, nigga? What the I'm like,
come on, man.
I'm looking at the dude. I'm like, for real?
He came straight
over
over
here.
here.
Crazy. He was like, no, you can't do it. But the guy is just a beautiful person. He's a good friend to me, man. He's
you guys got past that.
Way past that.
That's beautiful, man.
And this is a Fat Joe that a lot of people don't know, man. Like I said, we were talking to our producer, and she's like, I just feel like he's so. I'm like, he is. He has a lot of layers to him.
He also had a.
It's not just what's love, though.
There's a time
there's a Fat Joe.
I'm not saying that time is still not present, but there's a time in hip hop where you were like, yo, Fat Joe's the one guy like you don't want to fuck with. Like, wasn't there an issue with Roy Jones Jr. once at like a club?
Oh yeah, he was gonna beat me up.
Didn't happen.
No way.
Negative.
But he was gonna be.
Chris John has told me some shit though that nobody knows about.
Chris John been there.
Yo,
do thick and thin.
Yo, Chris John's like, yo, fam. Like,
I could tell you some shit about Chris John. Nigga, we done been to Africa. Everywhere. He told you all them stories.
He told me some wild. Yes, all.
He's one of the most beautiful guys in the world. But Roy Jones really he was about to beat me up, man.
It was in the club, right?
Yeah, because I said even Roy Jones could fuck
yeah, and which is a fly line.
So when I got off stage, I had 150 dudes with me. When I got off stage, off stage, I was by myself. I pulled the curtain. He was standing there. He had like 9 dudes with him. He was like, "Yo, what's up with that record?" It's like, "Yo, Champ,
that's a line.
What you talking about?" He was like, "Yo, what's up with that record?" It's like, "Yo, it's hip hop, man.
Like, chill, bro."
So I'm grabbing his hand so he don't knock me out. He was champion of America.
Yeah.
So I'm grabbing his hand like, "Yo, Roy,
this is Roy Jones."
And then, long story short, he understood, like, you know what I mean, and thank God he ain't take it further, and you know, and then at some point, you know, because I was almost punking myself.
He had his own struggle raps.
I was like, "Yo, chill, this, that," and then, you know, I had to let his hands go and be like, "You know, I have 150 guys with me. Like, you're not getting away from this."
It would have been a bad look for him at the end of the night.
End of the night, he would have knocked out Fat Joe, but he'd
have lost the war.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that because he's another friend of mine that I love, and we got past that. What I'm saying is, it was going to be bad for both of us.
How many Escalades did you have at one time? The whole crew was just.
We had about 40 Escalades. It was a waste of money. I advise every young artist who's listening not to make that mistake. You know, when you first get money, you start, you know, everybody think like you know, we made it, and you feel guilty and you try to look out for your people. But I literally bought like 40 Escalades at one time.
That's crazy.
The whole Bronx was running around with Escalades and all that.
Yo, I remember.
TS changes.
I remember about like maybe 10, 12 years ago, there was all this talk about.
You know too much.
I do know.
By the way,
I know a lot. Man, I'm telling you, when I was in Tampa,
you got some inside information.
when I was in Tampa, I was telling Chris John, like, "Dog, you gotta. I just want to sit down and talk to Fat Joe, dog." Like, and it just never ended up happening. And then when I moved out here, you all the way up, went all the way up, and you know. But no, I was gonna ask, like, you know, there was a huge conversation that you were a part of about who was the king of New York about 12 years ago. There was a lot of subliminals going back and forth between everybody, and there was a big debate whether it was you, whether it was Hov, whether it was Nas, Ghostface. But I'm wondering, in your opinion right now, excluding yourself and Hov, because those are the two obvious choices, who would you say is the closest thing to the king of New York currently? Because I feel like New York hip-hop is kind of in a peculiar place.
I wouldn't consider myself king of New York.
Because that used to be a thing, and I feel like it's not really a thing anymore.
Because it brings too much controversy and it brings division. When you say, "Yo, I'm the king," then
that means that everybody else got to fall back.
They got a gun for you, or they got to bow down. It make men feel different. And but who I would think is the young gunner out of New York right now would be A Boogie.
A Boogie with the hoodie, for sure.
A Boogie with the hoodie is like the hottest.
He got hits.
You know, he got heat. You know what I'm saying? Coming out of New York, being a young boy. You know what I'm saying? It would be him.
Straight up, man. You and 50 have had a pretty awesome reconciliation.
Yeah, we love each other.
That's lit, it's great, man.
That's good.
That was a cool beef on wax, but like, but that was one of those beefs that you were like, shit.
Yeah, that was
someone's gonna fucking die. Like,
nah,
thank God it didn't. Hopefully,
but it's so awesome to see you guys prospering together and smiling together and being such good friends. What's your guys' relationship like now? Like how often y'all talk?
Man. We great. I called him on his birthday. He hit me up on my birthday. I seen him maybe a week and a half ago. You know what I'm saying? We did K Slay's birthday party. We
Shout out to K Slay.
You know, shout out to 50 Cent with his new TV show.
It's lit.
50 Central on BET. That's gonna be crazy. Power is the hottest shit. You know, I mean, you know, man, I'm all about, you know, our people coming up.
For sure.
You know, if somebody challenged me and want beef with me, I'm gonna beef with them. I'm a warrior. I was born to be a warrior.
100%.
But I prefer peace over that
every time. Any smart man
would. You understand what I'm saying? I love peace over that, and I love to see our people win. You know what I'm saying? And that's the best way to describe it. I'm happy for everybody.
Yo, you mentioned Power, and obviously 50 acts in Power. Any chance you're going to act again? I remember as a kid, I had the VHS to Thicker Than Water with you and Mac 10.
Man, that was classic.
Yo.
That was in the Cali streets,
I remember that shit, bro. I'm saying, like, what was the other, weren't you in, what was that movie you was in? Empire with John Leguizamo, right?
Empire was ill. I just did the series She Gotta Have It with Spike Lee. It comes out Thanksgiving.
So that's gonna be coming.
So I'm playing this character named Winnie Win.
Okay.
I win around the world.
Ah, that's fun.
I win around. I win around the world.
That's something to look forward to.
And I own this strip club. I can't tell you too much about it, but you know,
we will see you on that screen.
Y'all gonna try to stop. You know how you say, yo, She knows you from Lean Back. She knows you. Y'all gonna try to stop calling me Fat Joe.
They're gonna be like, yo, when he win from the show.
Y'all gonna try to be like, yo, when he win with something like, nah, it's Fat Joe.
It's Fat Joe.
Because when he win is a character, boy.
Yo, this whole entire Nicki Remy beef has been good for hip hop, in my opinion. There's been some good bars that's come out of it. I feel like
as we're staring at Nicki on the wall,
she's right there on the wall.
Right.
I feel like you know, it's one of my favorite beefs recently because it's just kind of stayed on record.
It's the biggest female rap beef ever
for sure.
And
I know that, you know, obviously you and Nicki have tons of mutual friends, and I'm sure you guys had a relationship prior to this situation.
Mutual friends, but me and her really ain't cool. You know, I've seen her and said what's up. She said what's up, stuff like that, like about us being close and personal, never. And but you know, Lil Wayne's my brother, and I love him to death. Of course. So in any case, I try to avoid that whole beef.
You just kind of, you're just like,
no, I was trying to avoid it. Like I was telling Remy, don't go,
don't do it.
You know, but she kept dissing Ram. It was, I couldn't stop it. I woke up just like you, Tashita.
Like what the fuck?
And
like,
I woke up and my whole phone was going crazy. I was drunk. I was in Vegas. I had a show at Dre's. I woke up in the morning, my phone was going bananas. I'm like, yo, what are you talking about? It was like, put on the track.
It's on.
Like, wow, I never even heard it.
It's on fire.
So when I heard it, I was like, oh my God.
Did she come to you before she dropped the second diss record, which kind of a lot of people think she didn't, because I'm sure you would have. I mean, I feel like that's that record is kind of it almost erased some of the progress Sheether made because it wasn't as hot.
You know, I almost forgot she put out that second one.
Yeah, I mean the joint. I mean, Sheetha was one of the greatest diss records ever created. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't think you could dilute that.
Who won the? Okay, who's winning the battle? Who's winning the war? Because I feel like Nicki's still kind of, you know, still Nicki. I feel like she's winning the war, but Rem won the battle.
She's gonna be nah. She ain't winning the war, man. Like, you kidding me? Like, you know, Remy just won Female Rapper of the Year.
This is true. You
know what I'm saying? And yet you have yet to hear her single or her album.
Which is coming. Insane.
Bananas. Like, you know, like, not regular bananas.
It's
number one. Like,
so Remy got some shit in the chamber waiting.
Remy, not dissing her. Like, you know, she just got a super dope album. And she got an ill single, you know?
100%, man. Fat Joe. The new album, Book of Joe, when is it coming out?
Man, I don't even know, but I'm working on it, man. It's gonna be crazy.
It's in the making.
So excited! Single, go see that on Vivo YouTube. I'm Fat Joe, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Any unreleased pun music that we haven't heard yet?
Let me tell you something.
We get it all in endangered species. Endangered species. We would have already heard it. I just gotta ask.
We want it,
man. He would have been on the All the Way Up remix.
He would have been like featuring.
He'd have been on the Lean Back remix. Like, if I had them verses, Pun would have been on every type of remix we ever had.
Straight up, man.
Yeah, man. You know, he's the greatest, man. You know, it's my biggest contribution to hip hop.
For sure, man.
It's Pun.
Well, we appreciate you checking in. I'm glad, man. I'm glad you're active again, bruh. You know, it was like a cool, like, little 2 or 3 years, you know.
I was in Africa with Chris John.
With Chris John getting money.
Getting that African money.
Let's do it, baby. It's Real 92.3 LA's home for hip hop.